Hello world, Cozzy here with this week's roundup of Geek movie news. Starting off this week with Star Trek sequel news. Firstly, the film is going to be filmed in 3D and the release date at the moment is for May the 17th, 2013. So it looks like my prediction of an early 2013 release wasn't too far off. Secondly, J.J. Abrams himself has been talking about the movie at the release of the Blu-ray and DVD of Super 8. He said he is very, very interested in working with Benicio del Toro. Now, as I mentioned a couple of weeks back, del Toro, many people are saying, will play the main villain in the Star Trek sequel. No confirmation on who the villain would be, but any sensible guess, if someone like del Toro is being lined up, it may actually be this universe's version of Khan. Only rumours at the moment. But Abrams himself said that although he's very interested in working with him, there is no confirmed role for del Toro as of yet. So yeah, keeping us all on our toes. Hopefully he signs on, hopefully he will be the main villain, and fingers crossed, he even gets to be Khan! Good news for fans of The Clash this week, as it was announced that Julie Delpy is working on a biopic of the life of Joe Strummer. Now, she will be writing, producing and directing this movie, which is going to be called The Right Profile. Of course, is a famous Clash song from the London Calling album, for those of you who don't know. And yeah, not much is really known about the movie itself, whether it'll look at his whole life or just his period of time within the Clash up until their breakup in the 80s. But, I mean, as a fan of The Clash, I'm very interested to see what she can do with it. I'm sure those of you out there who know the band are as well. If you don't, I really do say you should, get hold of, even if just London Calling or the best of, give it a listen. If you like rock music, and if you like music in general, you'll love The Clash. Some more casting rumours for the Warner Brothers adaptation of Akira. Now, Gary Oldman apparently has passed on the role of the Colonel. To me, this is a shock. I thought, it was a perfect kind of role for Oldman, and unfortunately, he has turned it down. Shame. He's a fantastic actor. They have decided to offer the role to another actor who has worked with Oldman in the past, and that is Ken Watanabe. Watanabe, you may remember from Inception. He was also in Batman Begins. He has been offered this role now. Now, from what I can see, this is a good move. He is a good actor. He has had some outstanding performances in a couple of movies in the last sort of 3 or 4 years, and this could be a massive breakout role for him. So fingers crossed, if he does take it, that he gets a good script and we, as I keep saying, get a good Akira movie. New Line Cinema is teaming up with Mark London's Groundswell Productions for a new horror comedy which is going to be called Final Girls. Now, the script was written by Mark Fortin and Josh Miller, and it's described as a combination of Friday the 13th and Back to the Future. So an interesting prospect combining two of my favourite movies from very different genres. It will be directed by the director of A Very Harold and Kumar Christmas in 3D, which is Todd Strauss-Schulson. Seeing that he is primarily a comedy director, it will be interesting to see what he can do with the horror elements of this story. According to Deadline, Warner Brothers are working with Walking Dead producer Gail Ann Hurd on a series about Area 51. Now, this series is going to be based on the recently released non-fiction book called Area 51, An Uncensored History of America's Top Secret Military Base. It's going to be an hour-long show running for, obviously, a series, starting off with this pilot that's been ordered. It will be written by Carl Gadusek, and it will follow basically two people who work at Area 51, who live on the base, and the secrets that they find out, the government secrets, and the things that they have to obviously keep hidden. So, very interesting prospect. The fact that it's based on this book, which was a collection of stories taken from around 70 actual ex-employees at Area 51, means that maybe it will be a little bit more believable than the usual science fiction spiel we get about this very top secret military base. I'm interested. Hope a lot of you are too. And it's one, as I say, to watch out for in the future. Some news this week on the new Jason Bourne spin-off, which is going to be called the Bourne Legacy. Now, firstly, if you didn't know, this is getting a release date next year. It will be released on August the 3rd. Secondly, something else you might not know, that is that Jason Bourne will not appear at all. So there's going to be no Matt Damon in this new Bourne film. Instead, Jeremy Renner is going to be playing a new character, taking the role that Bourne would have taken. This character is going to be called Aaron Cross. From what Renner has been saying about the movie, it's going to have a very similar feel. In fact, I can give you a quote now. He quoted as saying, "The same tempo and pace as the originals will be seen in this movie, but it's going to be more expansive and bigger." So yeah, so if you were fans of the original movies, it's going to have that same feel apparently. Whether this will work or not, I'm not sure. Having it still called the Bourne, whatever, the Bourne Legacy in this instance, but not at all featuring Jason Bourne seems a strange move, as I know it will attract people to go and see it, but it could also attract negative publicity, and most people will compare Renner's performance to Matt Damon's in the 3 previous movies. Hopefully we get a good one. I know a lot of people out there are big fans of this series, but who knows? We'll have to just go and see the movie next year on August the 3rd. According to The Hollywood Reporter, DC Comics Booster Gold could be coming back to our small screens in the very near future. Apparently, Sci-Fi has ordered a pilot script for an hour-long TV show based on the character. It's going to be written by Fringe writer-producer Andrew Kreisberg, and from what the report suggests, it will be looking at Booster Gold at the very earliest stage in his career, when he is a failed athlete from the future who returns to the past to make himself the world's greatest superhero. Now, I think this is a great idea. I think Booster Gold has a lot of potential for storytelling in any setting, especially the fact that he can travel through time. He is a very, very funny character if you've read the comic books or if you've seen his appearances in things like Smallville or the animated universe of DC, especially in the sort of Brave and the Bold series of the last couple of years. There's a lot of potential here to have an action comedy set in the DC universe, which could even bring in some other characters that maybe haven't featured prominently. This could be Warner Brothers' way of promoting characters and maybe even tying in a tied continuity in the way that Marvel are going to do with aka Jessica Jones. Speaking of Marvel, a little bit of news about Kenneth Branagh. Now, he came out this week and stated that he would not turn down returning to work on another movie with Marvel Studios. Now, obviously, Thor 2 will not be that movie. It's already got a confirmed director. But what other characters could he possibly work with? Maybe the Inhumans, the Runaways, Doctor Strange. I mean, these are all characters that Marvel are currently discussing making movies about. And yeah, the possibilities are near enough endless. The only ones we're not going to see are those that are owned outside of Marvel Studios, which is a shame. I think Branagh would have been perfect for that long waited for Silver Surfer movie. Okay guys, that's it for this week's Geek Movie News. If you like this video, as always, down there is the like button. You click on that, you let me know that you liked this. Favourite, subscribe. If you want to subscribe, you can just click on my ugly mug here. That'll pop out and you can subscribe to my channel. Comment boxes are below. Leave a comment, tell me what you thought about the video. If you spot something you think I've missed or should include in next week's show, then that's the way you let me know. If you click on the description box, it pops open and there's a link there to both my Facebook fan site and my Twitter. You can find out what's going on in the world of this channel, of Geek Movie News, and obviously of me. If you missed last week's Geek Movie News, there's a little link there. You can click out and you can go and watch that. If you missed last Geek Movie Review, you can click there and that pops out and you can watch that too. As always guys, please do forward this on, retweet it, post it on your friends' walls, let them know about Geek Movie News, and thanks for watching. Au revoir.